Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'll be reviewing the film A Complete Unknown. A Complete Unknown is directed by James Mangold, written by Jay Cox, Elijah Wold, and James Mangold, and stars Timothée Chalamet, Ellen Fanning, Monica Barbaro, Edward Norton, and Scoot McNairy. This is a Complete Unknown movie review, and there will be spoilers. If you like our movie reviews, please like this A Complete Unknown film review and subscribe. Once subscribed, click the bell notification box to be instantly notified of new reviews. Please also consider supporting us through a channel membership or by becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/filmbook. And now, the A Complete Unknown movie review. Director James Mangold's drama A Complete Unknown turns its subject Bob Dylan into something of an enigma. Mangold's film is crafted like a standard biopic, but it has a lot of emotional depth thanks to the performances by its stellar cast, with its four principal players delivering some of the best work of their careers thus far. Timothée Chalamet is cast as Dylan, a rebellious musician who wrote and played guitar like a true master. It turned out that he could also sing pretty well too. When we meet Dylan, we immediately want to get to know him, but the movie never really lets us in the way it could have. The film is like a prime example of the complexity of a great musical artist on full display. Chalamet is more than up to the task of allowing the viewer to respect the artist he plays, whether we understand some of his life choices outside of his art or not. Ella Fanning, as a girl named Sylvie Rousseau in the movie, is perfect as the simplistic yet dedicated woman who yearns to know Dylan better, but catches him slipping away until she must figure out where they stand as romantic partners. Dylan can write a song for you and pass it off to someone else to sing in a heartbeat without looking back. Sylvie cherishes the little things in life while Dylan is on his own quest to become something or someone else. Edward Norton all but steals the movie as Pete Seeger, who takes Dylan under his wing with rather intriguing results. Norton can create a believable performance in almost any role he plays, but here, the performer plays his Asian character so perfectly that this could be his ticket to another Academy Award nomination. Seeger is a flawed individual who is also a musical artist, yet the film chooses to sort of juxtapose the choices he makes in his life to the ones Dylan makes, and rather fascinating scenes follow suit. This is Norton's best work in years. Monica Barbaro's portrayal of Joan Baez could break your heart. She too expects Dylan to act differently than he does, so when he comes over to her place and starts writing songs, she becomes a bit baffled by some of his behavior. When they sing together, Dylan eventually becomes difficult in a key moment in the movie, which is among one of the picture's most delicate and effective scenes, as we get to see what really makes Dylan tick on a bad day. The height of Dylan's hair, the sunglasses he wears, and the mannerisms of Dylan are all personified to perfection by Chalamet's performance. For all intents and purposes, he becomes Dylan, who was the quintessential New York taxi-cab riding musical artist. Dylan's music permeates every scene, whether the character is writing it, singing it, or living it. When he rides a motorcycle with Sylvie, who later points out how comfortable the bed in their room is, it's clear these two could be the definitive couple, but Sylvie's heart gets broken more times than one, and Dylan can only show so much emotion under those sunglasses he wears so well. All his emotion is packed into his music, for better or worse. So towards the end, when Dylan helps redefine the guitar he plays, it feels like the groundbreaking moment that it actually was in history. Set from 1961 to 1965 in two essential halves more or less, A Complete Unknown never feels like it takes shortcuts. It is commandeered by fine performances from some of the most talented actors and actresses working today. Let's not forget Scoot McNairy, who is absolutely unforgettable as Woody Guthrie, who makes a stamp on Dylan's life and then some. Dan Fogler shines as Dylan's manager, Albert Grossman, who basically has a conniption whenever Dylan is out of his element, whether it be him being late to an important meeting or blowing a concert with Joan Baez just to suit his ego. Albert gets pissed, and the viewer completely understands why. As the musical force of nature from the Midwest that Dylan was, Timothée Chalamet could be headed back to the Oscars with his work in the absorbing film A Complete Unknown. Though his role is showy and the actor's work is what movie stars are made of, let's not forget the quality of the performances of Fanning, Norton, or Barbaro. This is one of the finest ensembles of the year, even if the underlying problem with the movie still exists. That issue is that Dylan is a force of nature who chewed into his career with aplomb and created some of the most groundbreaking music of all time. We never truly get inside his head and see what's there other than to note that he loves his work, feels regret for the people he hurt, and less than sorry for the people who hurt him. Still, the outer image Chalamet projects on screen is enough for us to understand him to a certain extent, and just enough to really dig into the film and enjoy every musical interlude accordingly. James Mangold has made a film that will help define the time period the movie is set in from a musical standpoint. Fanning brings so many elements to her character that the actress emerges with one of her most heartfelt turns to date, while Norton is a master craftsman who never steers us wrong, despite the questionable choices his character makes throughout the picture. A Complete Unknown is ultimately Chalamet's show, though, and he's playing perhaps the biggest complete unknown who ever existed. We know Dylan's music like the back of our hands, but his heart is a mystery that will be examined for years to come. His sorrows and passions may have certainly existed, but they appear to get lost in the rhythm. Mangold has fashioned a very enjoyable film. And that brings us to the conclusion of this A Complete Unknown movie review. I would love to hear your thoughts on it below in the comments section. If you liked what you heard during this review, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Please also visit and subscribe to our podcast channel at Filmbook Podcast on YouTube. If you would like to get Filmbook's articles delivered to your inbox, sign up for our daily newsletter or download our Android Filmbook app for instant notifications. You'll find links to both in the description and on our website Filmbook. That's film-book.com. Thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.